Well, good morning. Today is Saturday, May 19th, and it's time for our weekly highlight, which is called I was going to say Restyle. It's Freestyle. Freestyle, reverse it. Oh, look at the blue matches. I didn't even realize that when I put on this. It's because it's chilly outside. It's nice out, but it's chilly. So we had all the windows open last night, and the house is cold, but I don't want to close the window, so live with it. But anyway, it's reverse it, and trust me, I need to reverse it this week because, sad to say, I did have a 2-pound gain. Oh my goodness, 2 pounds. So I'm back up to 237.5, but at least I'm still in the 30s. You always got to look at the bright side. And I've lost 66.7. Discouraging. I'll admit, discouraging. But this week I'm going to reverse it. I just know I'm going to reverse it. When I was in the meeting, I kept thinking to myself, how did I gain 2 pounds? You know, I tracked every day, and then the beginning part of the meeting was a little boring to me. And so I was like rethinking in my mind of my meals for the week. And I had a lot of sodium. I had the Chinese on Sunday for lunch and dinner because I split the meal in half. I did go out to eat on Tuesday with my brother and my sisters, which is sodium because they have the preservatives in the food. I had the lasagna on Wednesday for Melissa's birthday. I did have cake for Alyssa's birthday. On Thursday, I think I pretty much stayed on track. But yesterday, I had the pancakes in the syrup, which I think there was some sodium in the syrup. And then I had the turkey pepperoni, sodium, cheese stick, sodium, feta cheese, sodium, a salad with dressing, which had sodium. And my snacks for the week this week, I had a lot of nuts and I had a lot of pretzels, sodium. I'm not saying that the whole 2 pounds was a sodium gain, but I'd say at least a pound of it was sodium. And the other pound was just poor choices. I made some poor choices over the week. But I'm going to reverse it this week. I have that in my mind. I did come back with some, I did have some good losses because the first week I lost 3.7 and last week I lost 2.9. So between those 2 weeks I lost, 6.6 pounds. So I lost in 2 weeks I lost over 6.5 pounds. My body's fluctuating. My body's getting back, and maybe I wasn't entitled to the 2.9 last week, and it's come back to get me this week. Like I said, I'm not going to stress about it because stress leads to weight, and you know, live with it, go on, move on from there. But anyway, the book is Reverse It, and they said turn it around. Nobody likes to see the scale going up. I'd like to meet the person that does because slap them. Because nobody likes to see. I know there's some people that need to try to lose weight, to try to gain weight. And I in a way, feel bad for them because if it's hard to gain weight, then they can kind of realize what it is to lose weight. They can have the same mindset. If you're trying to reach a weight goal, seeing your weight creep up with a total, but they're talking of a total of 3 to 5 pounds, it can seem like a real defeat. And if you've been maintaining your weight, it can feel like a backslide. But your instinct might be to avoid getting on the scale. And see, I think that's my problem. I don't get on the scale during the week. And I probably should have this week because I would have seen it slowly going up. A lot of times it sets me off in the wrong direction because if I see, oh, I gained, you know, what's the point? And then I kind of lose track of what I'm eating. It doesn't work for me, but some people it might work. But sometimes it says actually it's the time it can be the most helpful because if you catch your small gait now, you can turn it around with an action plan. Everybody needs to have an action plan. What you should do with an action plan is to say to yourself, I'm only going to let myself get this far and then I'm going to really get serious. Mine is when I get in the next set of digits. I work hard to get into the lower set of digits, and I refuse to let myself get back into that. So I guess I have like a 10-pound range, but in my mind I think I really have a 5-pound range. If I get to 5 pounds, which I did like a month ago, April, I gained 5 pounds in April. No, 5 pounds is the limit. So even when I do reach my goal weight, my goal is to at least be 5 pounds under what my goal is, because then that'll give me my 5 pounds to play with. You have to have a set amount. I always said, even when I was gaining weight, when I got in the next set of digits, I was going to start, really being serious. And then I really did, and then slowly inched my way. And then it just went, I went from the 20s to the 30s to the 40s to the 50s, all the way up to 300. And I'm not going to do that again. I know I'm not going to do that again. So they talk about this member, Stephen, who recently had a small weight gain. He was in a little bit of shock because he thought, I thought I was maintaining, and I really thought I was going to have a small loss. And he was careful with his points, or so he thought, until he really got down to really checking to see that, like he was saying, well, I think a cookie's 3 points, when in actuality the cookie was 4 points. And I think that was really an ounce, when really it was an ounce and a half. You wouldn't think those little bit of cheats, if you want to call them that, the little bit of over-exaggeration would add, make that much of a difference, but all those little things add up. So his goal weight was not to get over 5 pounds. His action weight, rather, was the 5 pounds. And so once he got to that, he thought, no, I have to get serious. So what you first have to do is determine what your action weight's going to be. And like I said, mine is not to get into the next set of digits. Usually, if I get close to, like if I would have been under 235, I know this is like all psychological, but I was 235 and a half, so I was still 5.5 pounds away from getting into the 20s. If I would have been under 235 last week, I might have had a different mindset, because I would have thought, I'm a little over 4 pounds getting into the next set of numbers. You have to figure out what works for your mind, what tricks work. And my trick is to just stay focused, just really stay focused on what I want to do. When you do happen, you have to treat yourself with understanding and remind yourself that small weight gains are normal and you don't need to beat yourself up about it. Self-compassion can help you respond more productively. And it's not a failure. It's only a failure if it's in a situation that you just won't change. But you need to go back to basics, and generally the key to reversing a weight gain is to go back to what worked for you when you first started. When I first started, I was diligent about tracking and exercise and marking everything down. I show you what I eat, but a lot of times I'll tell you later what I ate. And maybe if I would have showed you, like, maybe I thought, well, I had 3 pretzel rods. Maybe if I would have shown you the 3 pretzel rods, I might have thought, well, I really need to have 3. Maybe I can just have 2. I have to figure out what's going to work for me. Once Stephen recognized what he was doing, he took action with what he calls his data and returned to accurately tracking the food with the smart point values and his activity. This helped him to get past his weight gain and focus on his future. I did like his quote that he had. It's his motto. The pounds that you don't gain... Oh, I got to get this. I'll be right back. Okay, so I left off telling you what I like Stephen's quote. And Stephen's, or not his quote so much as his motto. The pounds you don't gain are just as important as the pounds you lose. And I like that. That's a pretty good motto. And so then the next page tells us to set up your backup plan. The number 1 is define your action weight. You want to know what your current weight is and what your action weight is, which is usually within 3 to 5 pounds is what they suggest. Number 2 is set your action weight strategy. Track your meals for the next few days, especially those you find particularly challenging. Like say those lunches with work colleagues or date nights. You could even consider pre-tracking your meals. And remember, you don't have to track your 0 points, but you should. I track my 0 points just to keep my mind knowing what I did. I do think I'm tending to go past eating a lot more fruit, and that's a lot of sugar. I know it's natural sugar, but it's sugar nonetheless. And you need to shift your mindset. How can you reframe your thinking to help you stay the course? Remember to treat yourself with compassion and take a moment to reality check any unhelpful thoughts, remembering your why, and that'll help you stay motivated. And number 3, choose a support buddy. This is the person you'll contact for motivation and help if you can't put your strategy into action within a week. This could be anyone, a meeting, friend, a pal, or a friend or a family member. Mine is all you guys. You guys keep me on track. You really do. I know I had a gain this week, and that's my fault, not your fault. That was my fault. the Think Again page, is move beyond unhelpful thinking styles that hinder your ability to take effective action while you have a small weight gain. The unhelpful thought is, I've gained 5 pounds, I'll never get back on track. But the helpful thought is, yes, I've gained 5 pounds and it's okay. This happens from time to time, but it doesn't mean I won't get back on track. I'll just use my plan to turn it around. The unhelpful thought is, I've lost weight every week. I don't need a strategy for small weight gains. But the helpful thought is, I've lost so far, but everyone has a small gain every now and then. I will have one too. Having an action plan for a specific weight will help me get back on track when that does happen. And I thought that was very helpful. Ugh. Ugh. The recipe, or the whatever, yeah, it's the recipe, is for mashed peas with leeks. But maybe somebody out there would like it. You can screenshot it and you can do it. I'm not going to do it. So this meeting was about reversing it, and that's what we want to do. My quote for the day is, don't turn a good day today by thinking about the bad yesterday that you had. You want to reverse it. And you want to get, how do you get back on track after you have a high Smart Points meal, a day, a week? You want to remember and realize how much salt, sugar, or carbs you use during the week. You want to get a little bit more exercise, and you want to decide to yourself that it was just one day, one meal, one thing at a time. She gave us some helpful hints too. She said that if you use peanut, when you have a craving that you really want to eat something, to eat peanut butter and some nuts, because the fat and the protein slows down your digestion and absorbs some of the simple sugars that are in your body. And also, if you have tea with lemon, it's a diuretic that pumps blood through your kidneys, and it's faster suppressing the leptin in your body that is causing you to hold on to weight. Also, you want to, when you plan your breakfast, now I eat a breakfast, but I don't eat it till 1 o'clock. That's the problem, but I eat my breakfast. But you want to have a high protein breakfast with moderate fat and low carbs, and this will cause you to be fuller longer. Get rid of the leftovers if you find they're going to be tempting to you. And if you overdo salt, you're going to feel bloated, and that is going to lead to a weight gain. I did make I'm going to film this on the bottom. It said, want more tactics to get the scale moving in the right direction? Check out weekly topics in this week's e-newsletter for subscribers, or go to weightwatchers.com/weekly topic. I don't know that that's necessarily where you're going to find the information, but hopefully it will. I can only hope. I've tried. I really tried. I'm going to try to put, if I remember, to put in the info box, because I think last week I did put some information. I forget who it was. I apologize. But I'll give her credit in the notes down below. And that was another way you could check out to find the book. Once again, we're going to reverse it. I am going to have a loss next week. I am going to track a little more diligently this week. I'm going to try to stay away from the sodium. I'm still going to do my walking. I think that I've been walking, I walk almost 3 miles every day. And I think that I'm building up muscle. Muscle weighs more than fat. Not that I'm not muscle-bound lady. Dun, dun, dun. No, that's not me. But I do think that, and muscle burns more fat once you get it. So it's like a catch-22. But like I said, I'm discouraged that I had 2 pounds, but I'm not thoroughly disappointed. I can realize why I gained it, and I'm going to reverse it, turn it around next week. So I hope you liked the video. Subscribe if you're new to my channel, and leave a comment and share if you think it'll help somebody. And I will see all you guys next week. If not, check out my daily vlog, and let's reverse it. Let's have a better week and a loss next week.